okay, I've got 5 questions here. So I'm going to tell you which one you can pick which one. The town you tried to kill in Puerto Rico but ended up going up, or the Dutch versus Lawler mustache versus title. Howard Finkel. In fact, Howard Finkel, Chick Donovan, and I can't tell that one. So which of those 4 would you like to answer? In fact, you know what? I wouldn't mind hearing you talk about Howard Finkel, really, if you would. Or is there something else you prefer?
Well, I'm probably more proficient in that town in Puerto Rico.
Okay, then. Well, let's ask that then.
That's where I got my booking. Actually, I got an education just in that town.
Well, I'll ask that one then.
We go to the town on Sundays. It didn't draw crap. It draw about 100 people. We go back in as every Sunday because it was easy to book it. The town was cheap. I would draw more than 100, maybe 150 people. And I was booking it, nothing but get the town up. I do all these kind of crazy angles and stuff, nothing. So finally I said, damn it, I'm tired of going to this town every Sunday. I said, I'm going to kill this town. Name that tune. Somebody said, okay, name that tune. So I started beating every heel on the card. Every heel. And at the end, I would just leave like a big wild fight just to say I done something. Then we come back the next week, So the first time I did it, I came back the next week after I beat every heel on the car. Hell, the town was up about 50 people. I went, what are these people, slow or what? I said, I'm trying to kill it, not make it go up. I did the same thing that show too, beat all the heels and then worked a little angle at the end. Come back the next week, it's up another 50 people. I went, well, damn, I don't understand this. I'm beating all my heels, but the town is going up. Even Carlos told me one time, he said, what are you doing in that town? It's coming up. I went, wait a minute. It's going to different. I wanted it to go down so they just lose money. But no, it kept coming up. So then I actually learned that let the people be happy. And you give them what they pay for. They leave it in a good mood and it comes up. So then I started taking it and booking almost all the towns in Puerto Rico the same way. It was babyface night almost every time out. People would leave and I just would get a little heat in that last match. We're done. And it took off. And I booked that way since that time. Because when you do your angles, I learned, don't do your angles in the house shows. Do your angles on TV. So that's where everybody sees it at one time. So I learned that, and it's served me, and it's worked so far.
So you said with the main events, and you do a little bit of heat there. So would you actually have the bad guy, the heel, win the main events? Or? No,
I'd have them lose that too, and then beat the crap out of the baby faces, and then empty the dressing rooms. Then we'd have a big wild thing at the end, and people up screaming and hollering and carrying on, and we'd leave. But I'd leave the baby face. That one, I'd leave them down. So then they get up and we'll challenge you here next week or whatever. It was just a local show anyway. But it kind of got over. And I had to. I taught myself by accident.
How many weeks in a row could you do that before the fans would cotton on and not enjoy it?
They never caught on. I did it there for 2 years.
You just had all the good guys just win every match and just everyone was happy.
Well, no, on my TV shows, that's where I would do the angles. That's where I would really that's where I'd screw the babyface on TV because they didn't pay any money to see the show. But once they come out of their houses and paid their money, well, let them leave happy. Give them what they paid for. Pay them the entertainment. And anything I wanted to do big, I'd let everybody see it at one time. I'd do it on TV. Make sense?
Yeah. Did you do that in the IWA as well?
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's where I had the most success in IWA because nobody interfered with me there. See, it was Carlos's company.
Did
I think one of the reasons when IWA did so well, because I was half drunk half the time. I went down there. I would think about the finishes of the matches. Eddie Gilbert was down there with me, and on Saturday afternoon,
oh, that'd be in Carlos's thing, wouldn't it?
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
And he would come in, and he'd say, "Well, what are we doing tonight?" I said, "I don't know. I hadn't thought about it." "What? You hadn't thought about it? When are you going to start thinking about it?" I said, "Oh, when I get over there to the show." So we get over there. Matches never start on time. We get there about 7:00. It wouldn't start to 9:30. Hell, I had plenty of time to ponder it. And so I would go out there and I would go get me a couple of beers and I would watch the crowd come in before I even start thinking about it, get in the mood. Then I would go down there and I'd start doing the card. And see, that's when I would do my work. So, and I had a good time doing it. So we had a lot of sellouts there.
With just one more thing, did you ever try and implement that in TNA?
Yeah, but they didn't understand it. They really didn't. Because, when you got Jeff had his own idea, Vince Russo had his own idea. So I just sat back and said, "Okay, let's do it. Take the path of least resistance."